Howdy do and how do you do, Skipperman Gaming here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon strategy guide. And in this episode, I will be covering Decidueye, which is my favorite starter of Generation 7, design-wise, anyways. And honestly, it's probably my second favorite starter Pokemon out of all the generations of starter Pokemon. The first being Charizard, of course, because no one can top the OG Charizard. Um, but unfortunately, Decidueye is debatably one of the weakest starters just because of its typing and stat distribution is really inconsistent, and it's hard to carve out a niche for this Pokemon because its stats are just all over the place, and its typing is not very good defensively because when you look at the stats, this Pokemon looks like it would be better defensively. It's got 100 special defense, 78 HP, 75 defense, 75, it's just average all around. But it's just, I'm gonna try to make this Pokemon work because its design is really, really cool. Okay, I know, that's not a practical thing to say, but I just love Decidueye too much to just keep him in my PC and not do something with him. So I'm gonna make a set. When Long Reach comes out, it could be useful for certain sets. Maybe I'll make a new video about the new starter hidden abilities when they come out, but for now they're unavailable. So Overgrow is the one we're going to work with, which all grass starter Pokemon have. But when we look at the moves, it's got most of its moves are physical, and its highest stat is its physical attack. So it's usually going to serve as a physical attacker, but it can work as a special attacker. If you ask me, that's certainly viable. But anyways, enough looking. Well, we'll look at the coverage as well. If we look at the coverage here in Z moves, we can see it's got normal, fighting, flying, rock, bug, ghost, steel, grass, dark, and ghost. I didn't even know it had rock coverage. Where's that? Let me just see this, guys. I should Smackdown. Oh, that's interesting. I honestly I didn't even know that until now that it had Smackdown. But that's actually not bad because it covers its fire type weakness as well as its ice type weakness and its flying type weakness, and then all you're left with is Ghost and Dark, so actually not a bad idea to carry Smackdown on this thing. So moving on to Pokemon Showdown, here we have a weakness policy Decidueye. This is my favorite set that I have designed. I don't know, I just think weakness policy works pretty well for Decidueye, seeing as it has, what is it, 5 weaknesses? And for that, you're going to want to be able to tank a super effective hit. So to do that, you're going to need max HP investment, and you're just going to have to hope that you're going to tank that super effective hit so you can get that double damage boost. If you can tank a super effective hit and survive, then you're going to have twice as much damage to work with. Of course, you're going to have to sort of worry about being able to survive the second hit and hit back hard. That's the thing. But it's got Leaf Blade, which is a good stab move, and it complements its physical attack, as well as Spirit Shackle, its signature ability. Protect is always good, and Synthesis. See, that's the thing. You're going to want to survive the super effective hit and heal back for just as much damage as you took, and then you'll get damage boosted again. And you can protect the second time around. You can Spirit Shackle, keep them in with you so you can get rid of them with your boosted attack. I mean, this set can just do things. I mean, I like this set. It's my favorite set on Decidueye, if I'm being totally honest. But let's move on to my second favorite set, which is a Sunny Day set. Now, this might not always work, but I feel like it could be good. It could be viable. You could also pair this with, say, a Torkoal or I guess, a Groudon when Pokebank comes out, something that has Sunny Day automatically. I think it could pair well, actually, with Torkoal, because Torkoal has been really popular in Generation 7, now that I think about it. Because it just got a buff recently, I think. I don't remember, but I haven't talked about Torkoal much yet. But anyway, Sunny Day, which is good. It'll basically allow your Synthesis to heal much more health than it would otherwise. And also, you don't have to charge on Solar Beam. That is huge, alright? So if you can have that sustain, you can recharge on Solar Beam. I mean, that's really good. I mean, of course, I'm going to have to mention that this is a special set. You got Like, that's one thing that is good about Decidueye's stat distribution. It can serve as a physical attacker and a special attacker. Like, I think this is proof that, like, you can work as a physical attacker or a special attacker. And honestly, I didn't even know Decidueye had Smackdown. So if you're running a physical set and you want a good coverage move, I'd recommend trying Smackdown. It's not that powerful, but it could, like, put a hurtin' on some of your weaknesses. But this set I don't think really needs it quite as much, since it sort of wants to be hit by a super effective attack. But next, let's move on to the Decidium Z set. The thing I don't like about the Decidium Z, or any of the starter Z crystals, is they don't really provide any second effect, like, or boost, or any that much of any real motivation to use them over any normal Z move, except for the fact that they hit harder. They do hit very hard, so if you want to pack a punch, then just get one of Decidueye's Z moves off, and it could seriously put a hurtin' on a lot of Pokemon. If it's a neutral hit, or if it's a super effective hit. Just probably don't want to do it if you know the opponent has Protect or they resist you. So Swords Dance can boost your Z move even more. Spirit Shackle, that's what you're going to boost with your Decidium Z. Leaf Blade is also a good stab move, and Smackdown is a good coverage move. You could also run Protect in here, or Synthesis, all those good moves. Focus Sash is the next set, just because this thing, it's not fast, and it also cannot really survive as well as it would like to because of its surplus of weaknesses. So Focus Sash could be useful. So Focus Sash, you get that free Swords Dance. Then maybe if you're outspeeding the opponent, then you can try to sweep as well. If you don't outspeed, you can Protect or Baton Pass into one of your teammates. Basically, this is a Swords Dance Baton Pass set. What you can do, you can Swords Dance, boost your attack, Spirit Shackle, keep your opponent in, and then Baton Pass into something else if your matchup isn't too good. Say you're fighting maybe an Arcanine and you don't want to be in with that Arcanine. Maybe you want to Baton Pass to your, I don't know, your Golisopod. Use Liquidation on that Arcanine. I mean, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want with this set. This is the reason I'm giving you variety, is because there are lots of sets you can run with Decidueye. I'm just trying to help you find something that's viable, but you also like to play with. See, this is why I always have my preference of which set is my favorite. This one I personally like because I think it's original, and it's also fun to use, but I think it can also work well in battle. As for teammates, I think either Torkoal or Lycanroc could work. So, the reason I say Lycanroc is because it can cover 3 of Decidueye's weaknesses. If we go back to Cerebi. If we go back to Cerebi, you'll see it has a weakness to Fire type, Ice type, and Flying type attacks. So if you just throw Lycanroc in there, with an Accelerock or a Stone Edge, that can cover all 3 of those weaknesses. Then you just have to worry about Ghost and Dark. The Ghost you could just cover with your signature move. And then you just gotta worry about Dark, and that's not really that big an issue. You just gotta play around your weaknesses, that's all. Like, I'm gonna admit, Decidueye is not an easy Pokemon to use just because it has a lot of things going against it, but I think it can still work viably because lots of people don't expect you to use Decidueye in lots of cases just because it has all these hurdles it needs to jump over, but I still think it can work just as viably. Stone Edge, very powerful attack, especially if it's stab boosted. The accuracy is sort of a downside, so if you want to add it, you can also have setup with Bulk Up, or you can also run Accelerock, so you get that accuracy and the priority. That can definitely work. Crunch is good because it's good for coverage, and it's strong physical move. Brick Break's also good for coverage. But for the stat spread, I'd recommend going attack and speed just to increase your damage output, allow you to be a bit of a sweeper. You can also run Swords Dance or Bulk Up if you want to be a setup sweeper. That can work as well. But this thing doesn't have that much in terms of defenses. So setup sweeper, you may not have that much time to set up, so you might just want to wing it off the bat. Just be ready to sweep. So you can also run Life Orb. You could run Assault Vest if you wanted to run all attacks. Choice Band. It's got a good bit of speed, so I don't think you need Choice Scarf, but I think this Pokemon is really cool, and it's not really getting the love it deserves. Well, I take that back, because every time Pokemon runs a poll of who's your favorite starter Pokemon, Decidueye gets about 50% of the votes, or Rowlet gets about 50% of the votes, and then Poplio is left with a measly 20%. So, maybe I'll talk about Primarina at some point, but I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. I was on vacation for Christmas and New Year's, and there are so many videos I meant to get out, and there's no excuse for it. I deeply apologize, but I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support on my Pokemon strategy guides. They've actually been doing really well on my channel, and I've been loving the support I've been getting from you guys. And just means a lot, feeling appreciated, for the content I'm making. So, guys, see you guys in the next episode. Adios, amigos.